Catholics. Catholics that go to jail for child support. Your God could speak, Father could speak. I admit to it. God wants me to tell him, I admit God can speak. He loves to pass messages to his children, Catholics. And he gives you this message, and I give you this message, Catholics that go in jail for child support. Your Father passes messages. He values your freedom. He doesn't want you to fight in the traps of the enemy. When we have child support, that's all they think of down there. Evil. They're excited when they could split you up, Catholics. When they got you or they got whoever. But I love, Catholics, that God's really telling you, for me to tell you that God in the network of heaven speaks, and they like to pass messages on your behalf because they value your freedom, God said. You're important to God. He doesn't want you in there. He doesn't want you in there, and he doesn't want the world in prison or mass killing, God says. But your God is not about your child support. It's about that you're important to God and that you now know that you fell in the traps of the enemy, God said. You're being messed with because that's what God lets you see and sees and knows what's going on in the spirit world. I tell you, the three enemies are demon abusers. They tried to get a break by putting you in jail, God said. Can you imagine that? My God's adult children on child support, that's what they get a break off. But God's going to get that three demons and fall and get on final judgment as well. He's done it multiple times, God said. But the message, I'm glad that now the world likes to know that God likes to communicate with his children around the world. Not only are you in Palestine, the children of God, we are also children of God. I get the miracle messages on behalf of Palestine as well. They support God and they love God as much as you do. But it's our season, my season, God said. The message is strong, Catholics. God doesn't want you in jail. He could speak. He could bring messages on. I tell you, your Father wants to hug each and one of us, and he does it by you knowing that God communicates through the Bible and through this as I speak today. This is the dialogue that you get in the mysterious ways. The three demon idiots will tell you I'm bluffing. I'm doing this, I'm out of my mind, but that's the way they are. When you read the Bible, it doesn't matter, God said. When you're in the Bible, they're saying it ain't real. They're nagging. We're all Adam and Eve. To the world, to the human eye, the world looks normal. Certain parts of the world, the belief that they know that there's three enemies, it looks somewhat normal. They keep it to themselves. God said they keep it to themselves because they don't want to be laughed at. But God's not here today to embarrass my character. He's made me a supreme king of the world, God said. Don't you understand that? I have the authority to pass the messages, Catholics. That's God speaking in miracle messages. I tell you, miracle messages are stronger than tongues, God said. Because I tell you now that you now know that God sends miracle messages and we have translators around the world to send them around. These pig translators. If you're translating right now my messages, God said it's guaranteed 100% you were chosen to translate these messages. God said, I tell you, your God says miracle message. I feel the love for you, Catholics, and the rest of the world. I tell you, you think I'm bluffing. It's the enemy tricking you. That's your message tonight, God said. However it comes, however it is, my Father says, your father of the world is turned on God, but it's Father. He's never adopted us. We were all sons of God. We were all sons of daughters, God said. I feel the love of God because right now, I now know that one day when we die, we'll see each other and then we'll see the three enemies at work. We'll see people doing wrong. It's not embarrassing, God said, when you're being attacked by the three dummy idiots. We'll stop there. God's proud of you and me, God says.